Now onto the surfboard logo, which I was looking forward to colouring so I could colour each different half a different colour. So I'm going to reduce this, and I'm going to take 2 copies using Shift and Alt, left mouse button with a drag, and direct selection tool I'm going to use to colour that red. Just going to turn the cyan up a bit to get it off the default colour, although I do want to keep it a bright red. And for the next colour we'll use a yellow. See how that looks. This shape is meant to represent a sand dune or a little mound of sand, depending on which way you look at it. So I'd want to match this to the surfboard. The text we could keep black, but we'll reduce it down to a grey because the black is overbearing compared to the yellow and the red. So using a slider in the colour panel, we'll take that down to 90, see how that looks. That looks quite good. We'll move on to the next. So the surfboard could be a blue. So we'll move magenta up in the colour panel, moving the slider. Then we'll click the other half of the surfboard and we'll select a lighter blue from the swatches as a starting point to start using the sliders again. And taking that down to 54, find that looks quite good. Now I'm keen to keep this shape close to the colour of sand, so I'm going to bring that down there, that slider down to that point, and I get that it's almost like a skin colour. Let's make that a little bit more yellow, a bit more magenta rather, and then we'll do that. See how that looks? And we could colour all the text, the blue also, and the one. Need the direct selection tool there. Use the eyedropper tool to match the blue of the surfboard. And we have that. For the third, I'm going to try red again for both halves. I'm going to try an orangey colour, which you can see clashes immediately against the red. So I'm going to stick to the black, and I'm going to keep it at 100% black too. What I'm going to do now is increase this red and this almost gives the impression that the other half of the board is in shadows because of its contours. So we'll have 2 shades of the red to give this impression, and I think this works quite well. However, I'm also liking the 2 shades here, red and yellow. I think I'll make another copy to start refining. However, I'm also liking the 2 colours of the surfboard of the first logo. To refine further, we'll drag down 3 by highlighting all, Shift Alt left mouse button, and I want to try some blue text with this option down here. So selecting the 1 with the direct selection tool and then selecting the rest of the text with Shift held down, we have all of those isolated, and we can now click a blue in the swatches and start manipulating that blue in the colour panel with the sliders. and we'll click there. I think that works quite well. So on to the next, we'll try some different colours. Perhaps a grey for the surfboard, but I don't think this is going to be too appealing. And we'll change the sand to a different colour just for variation. We'll select yellow from the swatches to begin. And perhaps we'll use that same blue that we've used over here. So we'll use the eyedropper to sample that, see how that looks. And we'll use a different shade of grey. So we'll bring down the cyan with a slider in the colours panel. We'll see how that looks. That looks quite good, but it looks rather dull on the surfboard. Let's try something else. We'll try yellow for the surfboard. A bright yellow. And a bit of a darker yellow for the other side. So we're going on the same principle of the shadowing for the contours of the board. And we'll chance leaving the sand dune or the mound black as we have in the logo above. I think this looks good too. However, looking at all logos, I think I'm settled on this one to send to the client.